Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So into this video, I am excited because I finally got the TR Theodore Roosevelt Deployment Cruisebook in 2024. I mean Deployment 2024. I didn't get the one back in the 2021 COVID deployment because I know there's one last time also. I'm not sure what happened. I'm guessing the book got lost because again we moved address, change around like from San Diego going to Washington, and then Washington back to San Diego. So if I got lost somewhere and I was able to update the address on time, but I finally got this one and it looks really cool. So you can see, it's like dark black colored, black theme, and you can see the TR logo over here. I'm wearing my first class FCPOA shirt also, and the back part of this one, you can see over here, it says in the back, "He who has planted will preserve." So if you plant good things or you work hard on something, you will bear the fruit later on. You will harvest the future, the things that you work hard for, hopefully, right? So yeah, so let's go ahead and try to open the quiz books. I'm gonna try to avoid exposing a lot of people in the picture to not to embarrass anybody, or we're just gonna focus on the deployment, like events that's happened on the ship during deployment. And before I actually go into that, I'm just gonna give you guys a quick recap of or history of what TR is and about the ship. All right. Stand by. Alright guys, I'm gonna open this one. It makes me so excited because again, I was one of the in-dock coordinators for my ship before I actually got picked up for the officer program. So the ship, is very close to my heart. Good experience, like met a lot of great people, and even though I was not working in my department like as a MM, I was able to actually be more of a people person. Since I was in recruiting also, like the in-dock route like made sense to me because again, I like to teach people and train. And hopefully some people actually benefited from from the stuff that I kind of put out to the new sailors. But again, let's go ahead and open this one. Again, this is my first time opening this. Okay. The plastic is kind of tough to open, so I'm gonna open it on this side over here at the bottom. Finally, alright. Cool. Yeah, it looks really sleek over here. Sleek design, and it matches the desk over here. Hopefully it's centered enough. So again, Theodore Roosevelt, big stick. Again, one of the motto, the slogan for Theodore Roosevelt is "Speak softly but carry a big stick." So it just means that be humble enough, but if you have to show force, then you're able to do that in order to defend yourself, to protect the country, to protect your people. Alright, so this is 2024 deployment. I'm gonna open this one. Cool, it's my first cruise book still. So, and Roosevelt. Yeah, you can see the aircraft on the ship over here. Over here on the left side, you can see what's inside the book. So table of contents, ship's namesake. So if you actually want to read the background of the ship, you can read this one, the first part, chain of command and all the department. I'm gonna skip through this one because it's a bunch of pictures of people. We're gonna probably go operations, life at sea, port calls, and return to home port. Again, I was not part of the return to home port because when I moved out of the ship back in May 2024 or almost June. So I left in Korea time frame in Busan. So I was not with the ship like throughout the whole deployment. All right, let's go over and just go over. So this one is a picture of TR. So he's from New York. I'm just gonna read the first two paragraphs over here. So Theodore Roosevelt, the second of four children, was born on October 27, 1858 in New York City. As a child, he struggled against frailty, nearsightedness, and asthma. His love for reading helped foster a love of nature and the outdoors. He also exercised vigorously and developed a lifelong interest in what he called the strenuous life. He entered Harvard, so he's very smart guy. Because again, he went to Harvard. I'm not sure how strict, or the requirements to go into that school. I'm guessing it was the same as before, right? It has like the prestige and kind of like you need to be an outstanding student before you even get to that institution. So 18, with the intent of becoming a naturalist, a senior began a work on a book on the Naval War of 1812. TR graduated 21st in his class of 177 in 1880 and married Alice Hathaway Lee. After graduation at the age of 22, Roosevelt joined New York City's 21 District Republican and was elected to the New York Assembly. So he's very political, even in being a young adult. Yeah, and there's more. Again, I'm not gonna read everything, but the Cruisebook already can explain like a lot about him. And when it was mentioned over here that asthma, he outgrew it, so he was able to like over here again. So I was in the ship, right? So it's a nuclear carrier, 70 and 71. It's a big ship. So the builder for the ship would be Huntington Ingalls Industries Newport. It cost around $8.5 billion. It was laid on October 31, 1981, and it was commissioned on 1986. Some specs would be the length is 1,002 feet, height 244 feet, beam 134. Again, it's a lot of specs over here. But it's a picture of the ship, the flight deck. Again, this was the history of the ship. Ship's history from when it was commissioned over here, going to the 1990s, 2000 in the bottom over here, and also 2010, 2020s, and in the future. But it's not gonna be part over here because it's until the 2024. All right, so we have our carrier strike group. He is our rear admiral over here. So CSG-9 is our head. The mission of CSG-9 is to plan and conduct operations, exercises in surface, subsurface, air, and strike warfare as directed by the numbered fleet commanders. CSG-9 actively participates in the development of tactical doctrine and assists TICOMs in the preparation and execution of employment training schedules, and it's homeported in North Island, California. Alright, so these are the chain of command. So we have again CSG-9 Rear Admiral Christopher Alexander. This is his picture over here. He was with us last time also in the 2024 deployment. And here are some pictures of his picture, while on the ship. Okay. So we also have our Chief of Staff. So Chief of Staff is like under CSG-9. Okay, and then it's Captain Timothy Young. So this is his picture over here. And the Command Master Chief of CSG-9 is Command Master Chief Christopher Ziegler. Okay. Again, you guys can probably like, if you're not in the Navy, or not in the military, you're not gonna appreciate all the ribbons over here, but it's a lot. Some of them might not even display everything because like you can only have so much ribbons that you can wear. All right, and we're gonna go over the picture, but we're gonna skip that. We're gonna go to let's do Liberty Bells. Still pictures of POD. All right, we're gonna go from this. I already like. All right, we're gonna go on this one, life at sea. So during deployment, right, there's gonna be like gunfire shoots. You know, it's very loud, and then whenever it happens, you know, they secure like the walkways. You're not able to like walk because again, it's safety, and then so that the people actually doing the training can also focus, and nobody's gonna be, you know, that. Friends and family, sometimes, you know, the ship also does invite other people to come in to the ship to actually like being able to see what's inside. Like, because if you're a loved one of a sailor on the ship, right, you're gonna be interested like what's it like to be in the living on a ship. Because the more you're aware of, you know, like how your loved one or spouse, family member, whatever, lives, then you can appreciate it more and be able to hopefully understand what they're going through. Like the bunk on the ship, you know, as a sailor, it's not comfortable compared to like what a regular civilian has on at their house. You know, it's a small bunk. And you have to like, you know, be able to maintain that because nobody's gonna clean it for you. You have no spouse, no maid to actually do it. So you actually have to make your own bed every single day and make sure it's clean. Because again, you need to maintain hygiene because, you know, you don't want to like be the one causing problems on the ship. So again, some people, yeah, family members. There's also like what do you call this? Cruise tour. Like it's like family members like join the ship to actually ride during a short underway period to actually experience living on a ship. All right, some pictures, VIPs, some special people are actually invited to come in on board the ship. This one is probably like dignitaries in foreign countries. I'm not sure if it was in the Korea or Singapore. But these are the VIP people. And pictures, there's gonna be like a lot of ceremonies and also fracking ceremonies over here. Again, fracking ceremonies are when people get promoted and advance to like the next pay grade. So it's a big deal, right? So because you work hard for it, like being working daily, plus on top of the like other departments like engineering, reactor, and other departments like you know, people stand watch aside from doing their job. So it's really tiring. Sometimes if there's casualties, you actually have to like man the lockers and actually be able to fight the fire because you know you don't want the ship to like, or you don't want the fire to actually spread to the ship and everybody's gonna, you know, die. You know, you don't want that. Again, carriers, its design is good enough to actually not being able to get damaged or sink, but you know. All right, flight operations. They also like the ship also conducts like a lot of flight ops, trainings, and because they want to certify like new pilots and stuff because they need to fly a certain number or get like a certain number of flight hours in their career. You can notice that I'm trying to like limit my answer or explanation, so I don't want to like give out too much information. Flight operations, yeah, they also have like, these are the suit that they use at the flight deck to actually combat some fire. It's not the regular like fire suits that some people below decks wear, especially if you're in engine spaces. And all of these people over here, their jerseys over here or vests has certain color, and every each one of it has their own, designation or job to do in the flight deck. They can be the casualty response, or this is in comparison with the flight deck firefighting. So this is like below decks, like suits that you actually wear to be able to fight the fire. And this one, if you're a DC or a DSET qualified, I know it is HM because so if you're qualified DSET, damage control training team, you're able to wear the red coveralls, and it's basically you're qualified to a certain amount of quals that you're able to train other people on actually how to fight any casualty. Because the more people are trained to fight the fire, the more the ship is ready in any casualty, and you want that because you need to be confident enough to actually be assured that when something happens, like everybody knows what they're doing. Especially like in some missions that are critical and in areas where there's like conflict, you should be able to actually be always ready. This were again shoots, so these are from weapons people. They do again gun shoots over here. It's really loud though. You have to like, and just like in general in weather decks or flight decks, you have to wear like double hearing protection. Because the earmuffs, a single hearing protection, it's not gonna work. Like you're gonna lose your hearing. You actually have to wear double hearing because it's too loud. Like not just like the shooting, the aircrafts too are too loud. Like I lost my hearing too, and like just hearing it, even though I'm not even on the flight deck. All right. So burial at sea. So burial at sea is like it's a Navy tradition. So it's part of the Navy when somebody pass, or because not even just like I know I heard some people that are not even like on the ship, but they want to be buried at sea. They can request that. Again, it's a formal ceremony. There's gonna be like side boys, color guard over here, certain uniform. Most likely it's gonna be formal. It's gonna be dress uniform. That's why like whenever we go in deployment, we actually have to do like uniform inspection because deployments on the carrier are usually 9 months or longer. Unlike before, when I was in a smaller ship, I was in the amphibious assault. Like our deployments are short time frame. But again, if you're in deployment, like you actually have to have your dress uniform ready and make sure it's updated to the current rank that you have, because there's some ceremonies like you actually have to like wear and be in uniform, proper uniform. All right, so again, there's like 21 gun salutes. He's our CO commanding officer over here. During deployments also, there's like EODs that are going with us. So EOD is a explosive ordnance disposal team. So they're like trained to do those kind of stuff. Again, I'm not gonna go into deeper explaining what their jobs are, but yeah, they do that kind of training. All right, replenishments at sea. So this is basically there's a number of ways to replenish it, stuff on the sea. Because again, some of the goods in the sea are only good for a certain amount of time. Because again, you run out of food, right? So you actually have to be able to like get some supplies, replenish also food, gasolines, mail, big chunks of the mail. Like that's why we have this called working party to be able to like get all these pallets over here and be able to distribute it to the ship. You have to sort it out, and hopefully the main concern are the people that worried about like if they get some mail that their package are damaged. That's why like whenever you have someone send a mail to you on the ship, like you have to instruct them like, hey, don't send anything that's liquid on it, because again, if it gets broken, and then it's gonna like destroy not just your package, it can also like damage other package as well. Because it's not gonna be like handled with care. Sometimes like when pallets are dropped or like move around, it got tossed a bit sometimes. And you can see this one, the the pallet. It's like a bird trap. The aircraft helicopter is the one like carrying the thing over there, the package. And I think one of the things that, small things that you can appreciate while on the ship, like, are the views, right? So if you're in the middle of the ocean, they can see, like, during sunset. I don't really go out to the sunset because I don't work there. But again, you can see, like, there's a nice view. I remember, like, a lot of people, like, when we were in the Alaska area, like, if you go out to the flight deck, you can see, like, the view, because, like, the ship is too tall. It's tall enough to actually, like, be able to see a good view outside or in the mountains or stuff like that. So, and some people were fortunate enough to actually ride an aircraft. I'm guessing, most likely they have a very better view also. Again, this is one of the events, Navy tradition as well, crossing of the line ceremony. Again, it happens when people cross the equator. So a polywag becomes a shellback once they complete the ceremony. Because I'm not sure, because I haven't met a person who actually failed the ceremony. Because I mean, if the ship does this ceremony, a sailor can actually refuse to participate, but they're not allowed to actually be involved or see the events that happen if they do actually refuse to participate. It's fun though. Again, there's gonna be like a sequence of events, but again, it's different now how they do it compared to when I did it before, like years ago. Alright, MWR events. So on the ship, to keep the morale high, there's a lot of games. It can be like simple games, like board games on the mess decks. It's a singing competition, TR Idol, and then cake or drawing events, and you can actually win some prizes if you actually do good. This is sponsored by MWR, Moral Verified Recreation. It's like showing your talent. Some people, like, aside from being good at their job or knowing how to do their skills, they also have, additional talents that they can actually brag about. More stuff. Is this pie eating competition? I don't know. I haven't seen that. But yeah, so it's fun times, like, I mean, especially if you're gonna be on deployment for a long time. More stuff, religious ones. So this is really cool. I'm a Christian and Catholic. I usually go to the religious service. And every denomination is gonna be different. Fitness, again, we do have gyms inside the ship. It's a lot of, like, options. You can do like strength training, cardio. Again, it's not an excuse not to be able to pass BRT because you didn't work out. So at least, like, you actually try to maintain your fitness as well when it comes to being on the ship. Steel Beach Picnic. So this one, like, from time to time, again, everything has to, like, be in a perfect situation, like perfect timing, perfect place, perfect situation to actually, like, be able to, like, do this kind of things, like Steel Beach Picnic, because, like, it's like a celebration up there in flight deck. Like, it's like a picnic but on the ship. So there's, like, so much events, like free food events, just having fun to, again, de-stress and to be able to, like, meet other people and all right, CPO pinning. So over here, there's some events, like, this one is a big deal. Again, E7 or becoming a chief is one of the greatest achievement that an enlisted sailor can achieve, right? So these are all right. Good luck to those who are E7 eligible. So hopefully uh, they pick up. And port calls, and there's like a number of port calls that we had last time when I was there, and probably like after I left also on the ship. These are from the Guam. So Guam is a good place though. Let's see, what do you have? All right, Guam. Like during port calls, there's also like thing we call like community relations or COMREL. So it's being like basically these are volunteer events that the ship organize. Like it can be from our religious department or certain associations in the ship that they sponsor. Like, hey, we're gonna do this one. We're gonna help the children today. Like have fun with them or like clean up. Like taking some trash. It can be like painting or preservation. It could be gardening. Like it can be other stuff. So again, it helps like build relationships with other countries as well. Because again, like the U.S. has different allies in the world that we help protect each other, right? So, okay. Singapore, I think when I was on the ship, like during deployment, I think the best thing that we have, is like I think the best port for me is like Singapore. There's a lot of cool stuff to do over there. Universal Studios was awesome. Like I went there too. And again, Commonwealth. There's a lot of like things to do, views to be seen. Cool stuff to do also. And again, Singapore. Moving on. Thailand over here. I think this one is this. I'm not sure, like a soccer team, whatever that they kind of like. I think the main thing in Thailand, of course, like the buildings, infrastructures, and the elephants. Like I was like able to like do the sanctuary last time. Again, the RCO, he was probably like dealing with the Thailand leadership also. Just, building that camaraderie stuff. More Thailand things. It's funny because like she was she's a media. She's from Thailand also. Let's see, South Korea. So this is where I actually left the ship during this time. It was also a good place to go. Some pictures. I went over here also in this tour. Okay, South Korea more. I'm guessing this is a South Korea dress uniform over here, and people will tour the ship. Homecoming. So it's basically I was not here anymore because I left already, but this is when the ship finally arrived back in San Diego. So there's like features like first kiss with a family member, first hug. Again, it's sponsored by Fleet Family Sports Center. Again, because a lot of people, whenever the ship goes back to the home port, right, all the family members are waiting on the side. They have the banners like "Welcome Home." They have balloons. They have their children. They have everything. They're just like excited, just being away from their loved ones for too long. It's a sacrifice for them as well. All right. And lastly, over here, deployment stats. I didn't even know that there's deployment stats, but you can see over here. It's funny. Pieces of bacon served. Imagine is 10,125,500. That's the amount of bacon that was served in the ship during deployment. Pounds of chicken. 167,534. They didn't put the. We have our Starbucks inside the ship. There's a lot of Starbucks being sold. Like when I was on deployment last time, I drank by like 3 to 5 coffee a day. So they didn't even include over here. It's funny because our EXO executive officer, like he does like Friday Funnies. 102. He gave like 102 jokes. And port visits over here. Favorite food. Waffles. Yeah, makes sense though. I'm guessing some people will disagree because, like, you know, they want tacos over here. It's number 7. But aside from that, again, and that is it, guys. Again, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Appreciate if you can give it a thumbs up, and if you're from TR, you can probably like leave a comment if you want to, like, what's your experience during deployment, or if you're a former sailor over there, what did you guys do during deployment? Alright guys, thanks for watching.